Hey guys, how are you? Hello Vinit, hello Zigzag. How are you guys? How are you doing? Yeah, today I want to try this art piece here by Tokyo Tower. It has a lot of amazing art. I think I should let me just leave a link to his Deviant uh, page. I want to try this one here. It's really, it's an amazing piece. I think really looks great. Yeah, let's see how we can approach this. And maybe before we start, let's do some quick promos. Just a way to make the channel sustainable. Okay, so material library is a library of materials that you can use. Quite a lot of materials. Any material you can think of, you're going to find in this library, from water, metals, plastics, marble, anything. This is also made by Botanic, the makers of Polygonic, and I think they're affiliated with Evermotion, which is a big 3D company. Yeah, they make a lot of 3D stuff. You can see this asset pack is great for acquis. I can see there's a lot of parameters you can change. You can customize the textures, make them a different color, different roughness. Yeah, so if you want to get it, this link is provided in the chat. Then I have released a new add-on called Quick Trees. It's just a library of trees. You can see some of the trees that are included in the library. I'll be occasionally adding more trees. Hello, Donnell Waham. How are you? Glad to see you. Yeah, I'll be adding more trees to this, but yeah, you can see one of the scenes I created with this. Yeah, highly detailed trees, and you see me use them in this project as well, because I think we might need a few of them. A few trees here. And then finally, my other add-on is the cloth library, which is a library of clothes for your characters. So if you want to dress up your character, you can use the cloth library add-on to import some clothes pre-made, or make your own using the garment or pattern maker. Yeah, so links are provided in the chat. Let's jump into today's stream, which is trying to make this piece here. Again, all credit goes to Tokyo Tower. I've added a link to his Deviant page. You can see some of his work. Really, really amazing stuff. So, yeah, let's jump in. I was playing around to see how I could make this shader, and I think I successfully made something we could use. I have that Sarai's look. So I was trying to experiment to see if I can get that look using Eevee, and I think, yeah, we basically can get the same effect for the trees, because that's what makes this really pop. So let's jump in and maybe start by setting up. Let me have this on my side screen here. Let me start by setting up, what should we, the bridge. And I think we're going to be using Eevee for this because of the because we need this sterilized look. We can't go realistic with this. It would require too much computation power. So let's see. Let's start with the bridge. And let me realign my camera a bit. Like this. Set up a curve object. Use automatic. I'll rotate this. Yes, yeah, so that's going to be our bridge. I want to keep the polygon count fairly low, so let's see if we are to manage to complete this. So let's not add too much detail. No sound. Are you sure? Because it seems like sound is fine on my side. Please don't do this friendly. I mean, using less. Please do this blender friendly. I mean, using less use of add-on instead of that. Tell how do this using any add-on. Yeah, I think sound is good. Check your side maybe. Yeah, I'm not going to use a lot of add-ons. I don't think I'm going to use a lot of add-ons. Hello, PSCC. How are you? Okay, so let me turn on random colors. Yeah, zigzag. Try and check your side and see, because seems the issue might be on your side only. So let me get rid of this side. Add a mirror. Let me turn on my shortcuts for anyone who wants to see those. Okay. Again, we want to maintain a fairly. How to add bottom bloom to cycles? You have to do that in the compositor. I can't. Yeah, you would have to do that in the compositor. Okay, want to keep this, like I said, fairly simple. Just going to insert. These don't really need the thickness, and yeah, so I can add an array to this, and then I just have this origin of this curve there. I want first reverse the curve. I'll just select this, everything, then I think right click. There is an option to reverse curve. So switch directions. Yeah, like that. So my bridge starts from this side. -1. Like I said, I want to keep a fairly low poly count. So let's use this. Just make this wider. Bridge. Let's call this post apocalypse bridge. I think this still needs to be a bit wider. Okay. I like that. There is another bridge up, so it's like a double-decker bridge. So I can have this duplicated, and let me just add a column. I think this would have to be on the outside here. Extruded. Down. Let me continue scaling this up on the Y, so that should be. Okay, I'm seeing one problem. If we try to do it this way, we should separate these here into their own object, and I don't want them to have this bending. Let me see if I go to the curve. Maybe let's start setting up things. Sky texture, prethumb, add a sun. I think we can get away with just, let me see, just having one like this. It needs to be thicker though. These we can use, I think I need to bring it. Okay, let's match the same aspect ratio, like a square aspect ratio like that. Line up the camera. Okay, like that. I think we can just use another array up here. To make the bridge double like that. Let me create a ground. So it seems, let me, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to import some textures. This is just PBR textures. You can use it. You can import. You can texture without an add-on. This is just a faster way to do it. I'm just going to grab some ground. Grass. Okay, something like that. Now for this, let me grab some concrete. This add-on just lets me find my textures much easier. And I think I'm just going to use this, create PBR. There's a lake, sorry, a river here. I think I was missing some. I don't know. Hello, Sudu Mira Beta. How are you? Glad to see you back. I think I've seen you before here. Hi. You have very useful lessons on YouTube. Your courses are taught a lot to work in Blender. Thank you for your efforts. Yeah, thank you for watching as well. Glad you are getting value out of them. Let's add the lake. I'm just going to use Nanotopo here to add in a lake. Let me change the value, the subdivisions here, and I think I can use just, doesn't have to be super detailed. As you can see, we don't really see that a lot here. Okay. Then I can add a second plane for the water. And let me just go to my asset library and search for water material. I'm not explaining everything because this is there's a lot to do. If I try to explain everything, it would just be too difficult to, it will be impossible to finish. And try a different water material. Okay, for now we can go with that. Okay, let's add these support stuff. I can just start with let me see how many are these. Can start with a cube like this. Yeah, I think in this I'm just going to have this somewhere there. So this should have, I think it tapers up a bit. Should have a way to connect to this, and I think we need to round off these a bit, and maybe even this one here. You can see I'm trying to have, I don't want to add too much detail because if we add too much detail we may end up with a high poly count, which will make it harder for us to finish the project. Grab these. Now we can start moving these around, just repositioning them. I think my bridge is a bit low, so I'm going to bring it up. And I think it's a bit straight here, so can, I guess, still needs to be higher. Let me turn on ambient occlusion. These can extend going to grab these around him. Let me change the, how's it go, focal length, maybe to 15. Now, okay, I think, let's make this block here, and then now we can start on the plants. I think this should be quite tall. And it's repeated here, like that. Then seems this should be let's see. Let's make the vegetation, because I think that's what sells this effect. So for the vegetation, we're going to start with a cube, add a subdivision surface, and just scale this up, like try to create a same plant effect like that. Yes, something like that here. Then we can add displacement. You can use clouds. You can subdivide this further just a bit. Okay, something like that. Now let's start texturing this and give it that a look. So I'm going to create a new material here. I can just start with this. Hello Fadi, good morning, how are you? We can use shader to RGB node, add a car ramp. Yes. Okay. We can use, you're good? Nice, good to know. We can use constant and start adding a few colors. We can just sample directly from this. So the darkest color would be this here. Then you get this, and then finally the brightest color would be this. But I think this should be flipped around. So this should be the shadow area, and this is the brighter area, and this should depend on the direction. Is Nishita sunlight available in Eevee now? No, I'm still using I'm using Will's something. Will, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Anyway, so you can see what we have, but it's not super detailed as I would like. So we can, I don't know, add another subdivision on top of this. So subdivision surface, and then add another noise. I'm just going to duplicate this. After that, and you can see now it gives us that. Let me see if I add another node, extra node here. I think I made a mistake of working here instead of using the light we have. Okay, so this has to be flipped again. Again because I made a mistake of working in a different mode. So here, bring this. Yes. Let me first reset all these nodes because yeah, I was working in the wrong. So the dark area has to have this color, and then the brighter area should get that. Let's see how much. Hello, bearded noob. How are you? Finished school. Next year will be my senior year, and then I'm off to college. Nice, nice. So what did you study? Do you? I think we can play with a few settings here and see. Let me see. If I have this, let me see if I can add a math node here and just amplify the shading. Yeah, I think we get more details if we add a math node like that. You can see now it gives us nearly the same effect. If you want more details, you just have to add more subdivisions, and I'm going to use this displacement to add more noise like that. So I can duplicate this on the other tree, maybe shrink it. Now, because it's in the farthest area, it doesn't have to get that much detail. But we also have a lot of, let me see. Let's see how we can create these veins. There's a typo in the video type. Let's try to remake this epic scene by artist. Let's try to remake. Where is the typo? I think. Oh, I see. Thank you for letting me know. I'll change that in a minute. Thank you for letting me know. Yes, hello. How are you, Thomas? Thank you. Let me try to change it to scene. Okay, very good. Let's create these vines here. Just use me, just me, or does it look like something? Yeah, I know what you mean. I saw it, but I didn't want to say a lot. Let me try to. It doesn't matter. Things here are big, so there's nothing to be ashamed of. Anyway. You're very observing, man. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to make these vines here. Now I'm thinking the best way to create them would be maybe to use geometry nodes on top of these modifiers. So if I have, say, I think we could just use a curve. Use the draw option, so we can just draw the vines quite easily. Like that. And go to geometry nodes. Geometry nodes. And it should be a very simple setup. We just need to convert this to a mesh, curve to mesh, and use a circle as the profile like this. Let me reduce I need the resolution to be very, very small, and the radius I need to I need the radius to be very small, like that. And then we can set material here. Just use the plant material we have just created, like that. And then we can convert this to a mesh. Yeah, one thing I'm realizing, curves don't have displacement modifier, so trying to use this modifier will not work. So we need to use let me first convert this to a mesh. Now we need to use, instead of using a curve, we need to use a mesh, and basically do the same setup but with a mesh, because then with a mesh we can just copy modifiers. So let me go in here, extrude all the points I want, like that. I can add a subdivision surface like that. So there, new geometry nodes, do the same setup. This time we can convert mesh to curve, and then curve to mesh, curve to mesh, so that we can give it thickness. So I'll do a circle again, like that. Just reduce the radius, and I'll have the resolution down. Curve to mesh mode. Yeah, but if we start off with the reason I changed this to curve is if we have a curve like this, I want to copy these modifiers to this. But the issue with that is if I do controlling copy modifiers, you'll see that the displacement modifier will not be copied because curves do not support displacement. So that's why you see I'm changing this to that's why you see I changed this to a mesh, so that I can also add other subdivisions on top of that. I think I made a mistake here. I need to make sure that I don't. Let me first copy modifiers. How am I going to do this? I need to copy this modifier. So Control C or Control. Can I copy this? I need all these modifiers copied to the. Let me just save these geometry nodes onto this object. So this control link copy modifiers, and then I can just Control L copy modifiers, which is going to replace the geometry nodes we had set up. So I'm just going to come back in, add another geometry node here, and bring in the, I think it's this here. Yeah, it should be above everything. Yeah, like that. And now you can see we get that. Just need to reduce the size here, and for the displacement we don't want it to be that powerful. Same here, we don't want the displacement to be that powerful. And then we just need a set material, and we can, like that. Now we can come in and extrude as many of these. I would have preferred a curve, because with the curve you have the draw option. Here we just have to extrude stuff, which sucks, but yeah. I think, let me go to this view. So you can see how we can easily make those vines. We can duplicate this. I'm just going to mirror this on the Y. Now this time I'm going to increase the displacement quite high, so we can add the top pieces. Basically just use the same setup. So you see, just use that. And geometry node is, I think, the best addition. It's one of the, it's the hands down the best addition to Blender, because it allows you to do things like this that would have simply taken too much time with the old way of working in Blender. So yeah, kudos to the developers, always outdoing themselves. So you can see how easy it is for us to add those. Now we also have some vegetation on the floor. Can simply do the same thing. Just grab a cube like this, Control L, link, copy modifiers. I think I'm just going to copy this, Control, copy modifiers, and give this the same shader. So we need plenty of this, so in different areas can have larger bushes, smaller bushes. I think we need some directional sun. Let's get some clouds in the sky. Yeah, so our scene can start to look alive. I like, let me play with the color of this. It looks too white. Let me add some color. Mix RGB. Just a taint of color. Just simply like that. I think can also multiply this, so we have multiply. Yeah, so we have some detail on the bridge. Now, I'm looking at this tree and I'm wondering if we could achieve the same look of this tree in some way. So let's see. If we grab one of these, right? One of these, shade smooth, and I give it a new material. Let's just sample the colors of this tree. Then finally that. Okay, and let me see if I can get away with removing the bottom face, because that will greatly reduce the polygon count we need for each tree, which would be great. Now I can come back here. Let me see, just add one. So that's one. I think we're going to need two. I don't want this to be too dark. Maybe actually we might need the bottom face, and maybe even more like that. Let me just reduce the subdivisions. Actually, we need that detail, so we can now duplicate this into. Let me first remove the subdivisions. I think we can do with simply, we can be okay with a one. Just one subdivision. Okay. This is going to be our tree. And now what we need is branches. So I'm going to grab a curve here. Just draw this branch. I think it's something like that, and then we have a few other branches and other branches, and maybe we can reduce. We don't need that much geometry. We can give this some thickness and kind of proportional editing to make these tips much smaller. Then I'm just going to give this more brownish dark color, maybe a bit greenish like that. Yeah, that's enough for our trees. We don't want to, you have to be very careful with the poly count on this one, because yeah. Okay, just going to have this centered and group this, have it centered, call it tree. Call it tree. And then now we can instance this tree in different areas. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I actually think it looks good. Yeah. Let me first go back to the original tree. Hello, Dracula. Glad to see you. I think I'm just going to make this a little. And since we already have the resolution in this mesh, I'm going to go to geometry nodes. Geometry nodes, and just add some displacement. Since we can't add displacement using the modifier if we are working with curves, I can just add set position, and let me grab a normal offset like that. Then I can grab a combine XY like that, and do vector math here, add like that. So and let me see if I get some noise. See if I can blend this together. To get noise. Not exactly. Let me see. Multiply. I just want the factor. No, I want a color mix RGB. A color mix RGB. Yeah. And actually you can use a mix RGB here as well to control how much of the noise we add into our tree. We can, yes, a simple way to make displacement. Now if our curve has more subdivisions, we can get more detail. I want to keep things simple. Let me keep things simple, like I said, and don't add that subdivision. Let me just make this okay. Let's go back to the shader. Hello, Nano Studio. How are you? I'm feeling great. Dracula. Okay. Let's add more trees. I think I need contact shadows for the sun, so you can see that the thickness of this contact shadow is a bit too large, so around there. Okay. Now let's start adding these, and because we're using instances, doesn't really matter how many of these trees we add. Let me see, can I change? Now, you can also duplicate. I think we have a lot of displacement, a lot of detail in the normal map. So let's reduce that. Let me change my aspect ratio. It's kind of weird. Grab my camera, give it. It would be cool to add around buildings in the foreground or airplane. Yeah, I think we can. We're going to do that. I just want to get some of the details out already, and just one thing I'm going to do, let me use my quick, just play with the contrast. Like that. Now we already have these vines here, so let's use them. So can just like that. This bridge seems to have a little bit more detail than we are giving it underneath. Hello, Samba Basse. How are you? So let me add, grab this edge. Yes. Just adding a little bit of extra detail out of the bridge. See how that would look. Okay. Let me soften the shadows a bit. And let me grab this. Let's try to add a, I don't know, a shipwreck or something. Let's add a plane. Aero plane. Just starting to add random stuff. Let's see. Let's add some buildings. Buildings in the background. See how they would look. Hello. Are you? Uh, gonna need a way to make these damaged. I think we have a lot of trees back here. And a lot of these bushes. I think this block here is, oh, we haven't finished the bridge yet. Let's first let's do that. We need a curve. We need to create suspension cables. We need suspension cables. Like that. Let's give them some thickness, so they are visible. Need to be bending. Need another one. Okay, now we need vertical cables. I see, is this even visible? We just need to give this the same treatment, give them some vines. that. Yeah, we can actually make our art a bit different. Just have some vines hanging off at the sides. Maybe that. Yeah, something like that. Maybe just have them closer to the bridge. Like that. And we can also have some here on these buildings. Yes. Can see. Okay, can see now it looks like that building is okay. Now that looks like a building that has some growth on it. And it can be seen. I think I'm just going to grab these. Okay. Can grab this again. Yes. Just add these I think I want to let me make this as green as the rest. I think I can add an RGB curves here. Give this some contrast. I want the green to stand out, so I see. Eh. You need more of these city with let's see, can we get a ship? I have this ship, but making it seem like a shipwreck is going to be a bit going to be quite hard. I think we can just going to get this just add it to the rake. Let me make this, grab this material. Let me go to my texture folder here. Let's see, can I get rust? Do I have any rust material? I think one thing to help make this look detailed is go to the grass and let me create a new noise texture. Like that, and create a car ramp. Because we want some low frequency noise to look like grass. So actually we could just use this. Okay, that. Just blend it with this noise. This as a mask. Okay, this should be the mask. Let's do a car ramp. Okay, this should be. Let's see. Did Harari predict this future? Cause life mimic art and art mimic life. I'm not sure what you mean. Let's try the other material. For these. Hello, Bobby Alex. Glad to see you. You missed a lot today. Yeah, you can always go back and watch if you want to. But yeah, trying to do some art here. Yeah, we need a few cars for scale to help with the show the actual scale of the scene. Let me get some towers, power lines. Maybe power lines that run. If you switch to cycles, might it look better? The issue with cycles is that it doesn't support some of the shaders we are using here because we're using the tune shader that cycles doesn't support. Let me see. You can see, yeah, the shaders are not supported. We're using the RGB to curve shader, which is not supported by cycles. You felt cycles more realistic though. Oh, and we're not really going for a realistic look. We just wanted to go for a stylized look, which is kind of similar to what we're having here. Now let's I don't know. Yes. Add multiple cars here. I'm just trying to see what else I can add. Let me play with the colors. Or let me see, what do I have in the generators? No problem, man. Maybe add more trees. Yes, starting to rain heavily here. So if you don't hear me speak too much, just know that's the reason. What's your Instagram name? You can use !mark socials. That should show you my Instagram. So let me see. Socials. Let's add some fog. You don't plan to use it anymore? No problem. You like the scene with the train? Ah, nice. Thank you. Well made. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe we even have a submarine. Are you using OBS or another program? Yeah, I'm using OBS. Streamlabs OBS. How about you put the Titanic there? Well, we have this cruise ship already, I think. Let's add some shadows. Let's add some cloud shadow and see. Where will you post the final render? On Instagram and Discord, and also on the channel as well. I think I'm okay with how this came out. Let's just play with some colors and yeah, consider this done. Bro, are you from Uganda? How is it going? Do you have water? Yes, I am from Uganda, man. Let's see. Wait, you're from Uganda? I'm your neighbor from Kenya. Ah, nice. How is Kenya? How are things there? And how are the elections going? Oh, are they for next year? Or, I don't remember. I don't. Anyway. I think I need... we need more vegetation. More of these. Hey Fleet, how are you? Glad to see you. You're catching us as we finish. That's how are things? The elections are in August. Yeah, wish you good luck, man. Yeah, we have been through that, and it can be a pain. Let me see. Do people in Africa heard something about it? Heard about? I'm from Ukraine. The war here is... Yeah, we have heard about it. Sucks that that's happening. Fucked up, but there isn't much we can do this side. But hope. Yeah, we're always up to date with what's happening in the world. Yeah, it's very easy for people to do that, I think. Okay, I think I can try different angles and we would still be fine, which is great. and I think the only thing lacking here is ambient occlusion. Let me try. Yeah, just doing it that way. You go to let's create a plain rec here. Hey Mitano, Tina, are you from Tanzania? Nice. I have a lot of East Africans here. Nice. Good, good, good. And with the East African community, I think it will be much easier even to visit you guys. I'm really pumped for the East African community to work out because makes it the freedom to just move between different countries just amazing. I think a few days, not a few days, but a few, maybe a year. I don't remember when, but there was a time I went to Kenya. I just used the bus, and when I got to the border, no one asked me any questions, nothing. They didn't even ask me to show my passport. They just let me in. which I think is nice. And when I was coming back to UG, crossing back, the Ugandan border didn't ask me anything either, so that advantage of the East African countries. Yeah, you can just, I think it's, they're trying to make it like the European Union. Hopefully it works out. If I apply this mirror, want to create a plane. That's one way to do it. Come to Ukraine. After that, we have the most beautiful girls in the world. I believe you. I'll take your word for it. Hopefully, whatever you guys are going through, just ends. I don't want to turn this into a political stream, but yeah, I really hope things get better for you. Let me turn this to wireframe and just yes. Just add some basic seats. Just add some of these in here. Maybe we can have some emergency vehicles that we're trying to help the plane. Okay, that's it for today. I think I'm going to end the live stream here. Thank you for showing up. See you in the next one.